Okay, hello.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ritesh, we have discussed about the big data, right? Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
what is
Yes.
big data, and in big data we have discussed about the three V's
Three
of the
weeks,
big
right? We
data.
talked about.
Yeah, volume, velocity, and variety of
Correct.
data. Okay, what are
Right.
the different challenges we are facing in big data and other things we have
Mhm.
discussed, and we have started discussing about what exactly Hadoop, how Hadoop came to the market,
Mhm.
the different levels, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So now I would like to discuss the just what is the architecture of big data, what are the components are there, especially in Hadoop,
Mm-hmm.
what are the different components and ecosystem of the Hadoop we'll discuss. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, uh, let's take this box as a Hadoop box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This
Mm-hmm.
is common for admin and developer trainings. So the because of the
Mm-hmm.
basic components, right?
Correct.
Taken Hadoop. Actually, we have discussed regarding different tools and languages, right? So according to that,
Mm-hmm.
what you are thinking, Hadoop is again a tool or language, database or framework. What you are thinking?
Okay. It's like you can manage your data using the Hadoop technology. You know what I mean? Like because you have a unstructured data basically.
Yeah. Whatever data, even it is structured, semi-structured, constructed, it will deal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the here we can say Hadoop is a framework.
Okay.
Okay.
Framework. Okay.
Yeah, framework. It's not a technology, it's not a database. Many people will think about Hadoop is equal to almost database. Okay, that's not
Right.
correct. It's a completely framework which is developed with
Mm-hmm.
Java technologies.
Okay.
Hadoop is a framework developed by Java, developed with Java technologies by dog cutting.
Okay. Using Java.
Yeah, I think, do you have any idea what is framework? What is the meaning of framework?
Table.
Yeah, framework is nothing but somebody will define some rules and set of rules and regulations, and somebody will develop some libraries. By using those
Mm-hmm.
libraries and following those set of rules, we can build our own
Correct.
framework. Okay,
Right.
that is called as framework. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
in Hadoop, basically there are two components are available. One is the HDFS, okay, HDFS, and another one is the MapReduce. These are the two main components, very important
What is
components.
HDFS
Yeah,
full
yeah,
form?
coming to that part. HDF is
Okay.
coming full form means Hadoop Distributed File System.
Oh, Hadoop
Distributed File System.
distributed
File System.
file system.
Yes. Okay. The Hadoop Distributed File System basically mainly for store the data. This is only
Mm-hmm.
storing the data.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is
Okay.
derived from Google File System (GFS).
Okay.
Google File System.
So GFS is a Google file.
Yeah, it was there before Hadoop file system.
Okay.
So the dog cutting, the author of the Hadoop, was taken the white papers from Google, and he has
Mm-hmm.
implemented Hadoop distributed file system,
Right.
which will be used for store the data.
Mm-hmm.
And here the MapReduce is a direct MapReduce only. This is useful for process the data.
The map using for process the data.
Using for processing the data. Whatever the data you are storing here by using HDFS,
Mm-hmm.
that data can be processed by MapReduce.
Okay.
Okay, these are the basic components of Hadoop.
Okay.
So, let's take you have a stored data like a product.txt file you have stored
Mm-hmm.
product.txt. Okay, to process this data, you can store it to HDFS in the form of different scenarios. Like in HDFS, the block size and data storage, replication, different concepts are there. We will discuss
Mm-hmm.
little later. Okay. After that, for processing the data, you need to write the Java programs here. Whatever the process
Mm-hmm.
you want to do, 100% you need to write the Java program.
Right.
Okay. For writing the Java program, approximately 3 Java programs you need to write for every process.
Oh.
Okay, which takes more than 100 lines of code and which
Right.
takes approximately 5 to 8 hours maximum time to normal developer. Rest take maximum 8 hours time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
as a Hadoop admin, we don't write any code,
Yeah,
right?
we don't write it. For as an admin, we need not write. Here, even just we'll install and we'll configure it and we'll manage these MapReduce jobs. Actually, we call
Oh,
it
okay,
as a
okay, okay. I thought
job.
we have to write
No, no,
code.
we did not write anything. Just I'm giving a orientation on map. What is MapReduce? And the next level, different components are there in Hadoop instead of
Right.
MapReduce.
So,
So before
right.
talking those things, so just I wanted to give some drawbacks and what are the
Okay.
challenges are there in MapReduce. Just to explain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, we will deal with most of the time with HDFS for storing
Mm-hmm.
data. For processing data, we'll deal with MapReduce jobs as well as some other components are there. The other components are like, you can say, it's a pig and MapReduce. Pig, which is like Latin script,
Okay.
and Hive,
Oh,
okay, which is related to
yeah.
SQL scripting.
What is Hive?
Yeah, Hive is also one tool. You can say it's a
Okay. What is the full form of Hive?
no, there
I'm
is no
sorry.
full form. It's a, I think it's like an animal.
They just call HIV
HIV, Hive.
Hive.
These are the almost in big data names. All names are belongs to animals.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the pig is developed in Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo is developed the pig, and the Hive is developed by
Oh,
Facebook. But these companies are already started using big data long back, right? I told you. So they
right.
have developed the data warehouse related tool in Facebook.
What is FB? I'm sorry.
Sorry,
FB. What is FB means?
Facebook. It's a Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Facebook is developed the Yahoo tool for their
Right.
internal purpose as a data warehouse tool.
Okay.
Okay, and the Pig is also developed in Yahoo, which is used for ETL purpose.
Uh-huh. Okay.
ETL purpose they have used, and after that they have given to the Apache group. Now the Apache group is
Mm-hmm.
integrated with the Hadoop technology.
Okay.
So now the Pig and Hive also become as a part of the Hadoop. That is the reason we can call these
Mm-hmm.
things as a ecosystem of the Hadoop. Ecosystem nothing but the Pig, Hive, and some other tools will come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here
Mm-hmm.
basically the Pig and Hive both are same as MapReduce only. Instead of writing
Mm-hmm.
MapReduce with a lot of Java code and a more n number of lines of data, which taking lot of time, the same thing you can do in a Pig, just in the 5 lines of code is enough, more than enough. Instead of writing
Oh,
5
okay.
lines of code, and it can be done in maximum couple of hours and more than.
Oh.
Even Hive also it can be just less than 5 lines. Maybe you can say 3 to 5 lines of code is more than enough for an example, and it may take maybe less than 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours time.
Oh.
So that much flexible and easy than MapReduce. That is the reason I was telling these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here
Mm-hmm.
whatever we are writing, again the Pig and Hive will be again become as a MapReduce code only. internally.
Okay.
Whatever the lines, 3 lines, 5 lines of code will become as a many lines of Java
MapReduce.
code, MapReduce program. That MapReduce
Okay.
program will be executed on top of HDFS code. That is fixed. Only MapReduce can
Oh,
execute in HDFS.
okay.
Okay, so as an admin, we need to install all these softwares in appropriate places, and we need to configure the configurations according to the use case and the requirements. And we need to
Mm-hmm.
once the development is done, one while up the testing time or implementation time, we need to observe the jobs, how it is working. All these things will
Mm-hmm.
become to the admin part, and creating the cluster, observing the nodes, all the nodes are running successfully. Are there any problem? What is the memory related problems? All these
Okay.
things will come to the administration area. In the development area, we need to develop the code for MapReduce, PQ5, and some other technologies by using Java or Python.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, it was developed in Java, MapReduce. Now, MapReduce can be developed in any languages like Python, Scala, Ruby, scripting languages,
Correct.
many other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the
Mm-hmm.
two things Pig and Hive for alternative for the MapReduce. Okay, and now the
Mm-hmm.
companies are most of the companies are using Pig or Hive instead of using MapReduce because of instead of putting lot of resource and lot of time, the Pig and Hive will done with less resource and less time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In perspective of the programmer or a company also, the Pig and Hive will be better than MapReduce, correct? But
Can you hold
sometimes,
on 1 second,
yeah,
Satish?
fine,
Hold on 1 second.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, hold on. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, do this.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So basically, the Pick and Hive will be the alternative for the MapReduce. But sometimes, in some use cases, Pick and Hive may not be sufficient to solve some particular problems, which is some customized
Okay.
problems in the application. In that case, 100% we need to write the MapReduce job in the development time.
Okay.
Okay, so as an administrator, we need not worry about all these things. But whatever the technology they're using in the application, we need to install and
You
configure
need
and
to figure out.
the things. Yeah,
Correct. Okay.
configure. Okay, just
Okay.
and there are some other three ecosystem is available. Just I'm not putting more time. Just I'm giving this small introduction of those things. One tool is the Scoo,
Right.
Flume, and the HBase. These are the other tools are available in Hadoop
Uh,
ecosystem. Basically, Scoop is nothing but it will be useful for exchanging the data from any
mm-hmm.
RDBMS SQL database to Hadoop
Mm-hmm.
to exchange the data between these two, vice versa. Okay, the Scoop is the tool.
Mm-hmm.
Scoop is nothing but the SQL Hadoop. Last 3 characters of Hadoop, first two characters of SQL. It become as a scope.
Okay.
Previously, when the Hadoop was developed, there was no path to exchange data from RDBMS to Hadoop. So by using Flume, you
Okay.
can do it. And the Flume is the tool which will be useful for copy the streaming data, work with streaming data. You know log files, right?
Mm. Right.
Logs are the streaming files. Continuously, it will increase the data. This type of data we cannot deal manually. So by using Flume, you can work with the streaming data. HBase is the one of the NoSQL database. It's a NoSQL database.
Okay.
So NoSQL is the right now the very very popular in the software industry in the backend side. So there are 150 databases are available in NoSQL area. So HBase is the one of the
So
database. Sorry,
they call HBase, right?
HBase. HBase is the one of the NoSQL database which can be integrated with Hadoop ecosystem. Okay, so actually these are the components can be called as the ecosystem of the Hadoop. So when we are developing or doing administration, we need to install and configure all these things.
Okay.
And yeah, these are the main part. And there are some other tools are available based on the requirement. We need to install and we need to configure and modify the things also. Like we need to do Uzi is the one more tool which is again belongs to the Hadoop, and a Spark is there, Storm is there, Solar, some Cassandra database, okay, MongoDB.
Mm-hmm.
These all are different tools under big data. Not completely belongs to Hadoop,
Okay.
but it's an alternative for Hadoop. Sometimes, some use cases, MapReduce may not be fit perfectly. The Spark can be useful in that case. Spark also nothing but MapReduce only, because which is very
Okay.
faster than MapReduce. Like that, there are many
So
tools are there. Yeah,
this is the one you're putting in is a different tools available for Hadoop.
yes, exactly. Not only for Hadoop, but big data, we can say
Mm-hmm.
for big data. So as in even as an Hadoop administrator, big data administrator, need to do the work, need to work with all these things also if required. Okay, in advanced level. Once we are
Mm-hmm.
familiar with all these things of Hadoop related ecosystem, remaining things are very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so understood, right? As of
Mm-hmm.
now, what we have discussed. Any doubts?
No,
Clear, right?
it's good, clear. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the thing. So now I would like to discuss the features of the Hadoop. What are the features are available? Then we can discuss the disadvantages of the Hadoop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then yeah, yesterday we have discussed regarding these three things, right? Volume,
Correct. Three things.
velocity,
Yeah.
and
Right.
variety. Now
Yeah.
we can call these things as a characteristics of the Hadoop again. Okay,
Right.
so here you can see the whatever the volume is doesn't matter for the Hadoop. Even petabyte records or transactions or tables or flat files or unstructured data, whatever the
Mm-hmm.
volume doesn't matter, it can store into the HDFS.
Right.
Here you can see structured data, unstructured and semi-structured. Even any data can
Okay.
be processed by Hadoop ecosystem.
Okay.
Okay, and velocity is the one component which deals with the execution time, processing time.
Right.
So here
Right.
in the uh, Hadoop, we are using the cluster environment that is can be called as a distributed environment. In this environment, we
Mm-hmm.
can use the batch mode and the real-time parallel processing internally. So that is the reason the velocity also is the main part of the Hadoop characteristics.
Hadoop. Okay.
So, and basically the main advantage of main feature of Hadoop is the open source. It's a completely open source
Okay.
project.
It is
So
completely open source.
yeah, simply you can go to the Apache website, download it and work with Hadoop. That's it. That much simple. Even size also very small.
Uh,
Okay, less than around 100
right.
MB only the software size. That much easy and open source.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is the distributed technology. I think you know the distributed technology, right? Any idea about distributed technology? Distributed technology is nothing but when you are having one machine along with few other machines in a dedicated
Correct.
network. Okay,
Could be anything, right?
instead of working with one machine, we are working with more than one machine, like
One
this.
machine. Okay.
So in normal scenario, in distributed architecture, so how will we call this machine? Do you have any idea what
Hmm.
is the name of this machine?
The
Master, right?
correct.
We can call it as a master. These are the slave machines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slave 1, slave 2, like that. Slave 2, slave 3, like that. So
Okay.
this is called as a typically it's a distributed architecture or master slave architecture, right?
Right.
You can call in a different names, S4 and S4. So what is the use of this particular architecture? So whatever the data you are storing, you can store into the partitions, different partitions, right?
Okay.
If you have
Mm-hmm.
if you have 10 GB of data is available with you, if you are not
Mm-hmm.
using distributed architecture, let's take you are using only one machine.
Mm.
Okay, so if you want to store 100 complete 10 GB data into this machine, it will be little
Right.
difficult, right? Storing in a one place, and after that,
Mm.
while processing also this data, only one machine is working on top of 10 GB. So then it
Mm.
will take obviously a lot of time.
Mm.
Let's take it may taking 10 minutes time. In the same, if it is distributed architecture, the 10 GB data, there are 5 machines are there. That means we can store 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 GB into each machine, right?
Correct.
So we can store only 2 GB here, 2 GB here, 2 GB here. So that means the
Okay.
data is distributed across the network, across the systems. That is called distributed architecture, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
5 machines. And while processing this data also, all 5 machines can work at a time on each 2 GB data.
Mm-hmm.
So one machine is taking 10 minutes time to work with 10 GB, but only here we have 2 GB data. How much time it will take? Obviously 2 minutes, right?
Correct.
2 minutes. So all machines are working parallelly, so all can complete the complete process in 2 minutes only. This is the
Mm.
advantage of our distributed architecture. That can be a velocity,
Okay.
right?
Correct.
So this is the advantage of distributed architecture. This architecture is there in almost more than 10 years in the software industry. So,
Okay.
but here the Hadoop is also using the same distributed architecture only. But these Hadoop people is resolved some of the problems in distributed architecture. Now it is perfectly new generation distributed architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's a batch processing.
Okay.
Just I told you, it will be executing the batch processing manner internally. All will
Mm-hmm.
be executing at the same time in a batch process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And here one more
Mm.
feature is commodity hardware. So for Hadoop, you need not go for any high-level hardware like HP, Dell. These things are not required. These components are not required. Simply, you can buy any older, mm, older hard disk, and simply you can connect with the Hadoop because Hadoop distributed architecture. It will work perfectly.
Oh.
Okay. Simply, if you want to make a cluster, if you have a very old computer at home, which is maybe just 500 GB hard disk, you can take that hard disk and you can put it into a cluster. It will work.
Oh.
That much flexible
Mm.
and it will be very easy. Okay.
Okay.
And next one is the very important one. It's a scalable architecture. Whenever you are going to increase the system, suppose there are 5 machines are there. Okay, right? So
Right.
you have started a business maybe for 10 years. You are expecting some data is coming for the next 10 years. So you wanted to make 5 machines as of now for next 2 years. After 2 years, you want to increase the machines. But due to
Mm.
the business scenarios, the data changes. These machines are almost filled with 80% within the 6 months time.
Mm.
So in the older distributed architecture, instead of adding new machines, better to create a new cluster, new distributed architecture, right? There were a lot of
Right.
problems. But here in the Hadoop distributed architecture, when it is increasing the data, when the memory is getting insufficient, simply you can add new machines to the existing architecture without disturbing, without restarting the systems.
Oh,
Simply you can add any machines here. Even you not stop the server, stop the servers, and without disturbing anything, it will be executed. And even once we add the new machines, we can do the load balancing in all the machines also.
okay.
Suppose this machine is getting almost 90% of the hard disk. These machines are free, right?
Mm,
So then when
right.
we can do the hard distribute, can do the load balancing. This data will be copied to these machines in the appropriate way.
Machine, correct.
So that is the distributed scalable architecture we have in Hadoop. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is the one more feature of the Hadoop here. And here we have the another features called fault tolerant and high availability. So suppose we have 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 GB data is there in 5 machines, right?
Mm, correct.
Suppose in some situations, due to some problem, this machine is down.
Mm.
Okay, so when I'm going to process 10 GB data, can I process completely? Is it possible now? Because of this machine
Uh,
is down.
one machine is down, right? You may be processed, but it might take some more longer time.
No, I'm not able to get this data, right? This data is not available. 2 GB
That's
data.
right. On machine 2 GB, right? If that machine that down, then you won't be able to get that particular data, right?
Yes, yes. So only 8 GB data can be processed. So 2 GB cannot be
Eight
processed,
eight
right?
GB,
But
correct.
but this is completely only one file. So some part of the file is missing. So how can we process?
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible, right?
Right.
So suppose the file is having 20,000 lines. So up to 2,000 lines we are able to process, and again from say 8,000 to 20,000 is able to process. So these lines are missing in this 2 GB.
Mm.
So you will not get proper result, right?
Proper reports, yes.
Yeah. So it's not possible, right? So this is the one disadvantage in the distributed architecture. But here after that there is a feature or called replication. By using this replication feature, you can resolve this particular
Mm-hmm.
problem. Replication is nothing but making the duplicate copy, replicating the copy, right?
Yeah.
So in a Hadoop, the replication is by default 3 copies. Okay, whatever the data you are copying, this 2 GB initially, this is the first copy of the first 2 GB, and this is the second 2 GB. The second 2 GB will be copied into two other machines at the same time. The second copy will be here,
Oh.
second copy will be here, 3 places. Even
Oh.
this machine is down, the master will immediately will take the data from this machine or this machine to without
So basically,
getting.
it's like a failover technology. Basically, that's what
Yes,
they're
yes,
using, right?
yeah, yes, exactly. The replication is not fixed one. You can change whenever you want for each file and each directory also.
Yeah, as long as there is a connection there.
Yeah, here there is a maximum and a minimum. Minimum is available. Minimum you can put one as a replication. If you feel the data is not much important, even it is if it is deleted, doesn't matter, no problem. Then you can make it one to
Correct.
store the less data. Okay, the maximum. Do you have any idea what is the maximum can support any technology?
I'm sorry. Can
Right.
you repeat again?
Yeah. Do you have any idea what is the maximum replication can support by Hadoop or any
Mm,
technology?
I don't have any idea. No, to
Yeah,
be honest.
it can support up to 512 replication factors.
Oh.
That much flexibility is there. Okay, but even one thing we need to take care when we are creating the replication factor more than three, we need to make sure the number of systems are more than replication factor.
Oh, okay.
Correct, right? If you put the replication factor is 10, here we have only 5 machines.
Mm,
So it's meaningless, right?
right.
Even it will not give any exception or error, but it will create only 5 copies. Remaining 5 will be ignored. But the only thing is when we are doing the cluster, when we are making a replication history as an administrator, we need to take care about this thing. It should be more than machines should be more than replication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason because of the replication factor, data is having high availability. Always data will be available at any cost in some machine.
Correct.
Okay. Even one machine is down, right? Yeah, maybe second
Mm-hmm.
machine may be also down. In this situation, what will happen? In the first machine itself, the master will copy the same data from other machine to some other third copy. Always it will keep the 3 copies. In this situation,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it may down. Immediately it will copy from here or here to here, one more copy. What is the
Mm-hmm.
replication you are using? That should be 100% will be applicable for the cluster at any point of time.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the things we are having. And one more point is very, very important in Hadoop is moving computation.
Mm-hmm.
Moving computation is nothing but here data will not move anywhere anymore. Data will be there where it is resides. So the computation will come to the data and will process it. That is the main advantage of Hadoop to process in a
Right.
very speed manner. Right. So suppose the data is available here in this machine. This is the application server working as
Mm-hmm.
the software is working here. The app
Mm-hmm.
server is working here. Suppose
Mm-hmm.
in a normal scenario, so this is the client is running from here. Let's take
Mm-hmm.
this is the data.
Mm-hmm.
It can be any data, database or flat file or whatever the data is there.
Right.
Data is there in US. The software application server is running in India,
Mm-hmm.
and the client is sending a request from UK. So first,
Mm-hmm.
what will happen in normal scenario? First request will come to the application server, right?
Sure. Correct.
The request will come to the application server. From once the request coming from here to here, then the
Mm-hmm.
application server will fetch the data. What is the data is required to process it.
Correct.
So whatever the data is required, the data needs to travel from US machine to India machine for processing.
India machine, and then goes to the UK
Yeah,
machine.
here which will take lot of time, lot of network bandwidth is required, correct? The data
Correct.
transfer is required,
Mm-hmm.
lot of time also is required here. This is the main disadvantage
Right.
now.
Right.
If it is very small data,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a small table which is having maybe 1,000 or 10,000 records. It's not a big deal. But if it is sometimes it may be the in big data area it may be the GBs of data also, right?
Correct.
So that is the main deal. So once it is processed here, again the response will be sent to the client which is there in UK. Almost every time the response or answer result will be very small, right? It's
Right.
not a big deal and out of the main data. So this is the process
Mm.
having it will take a lot of time. But here in the Hadoop mm, in this future called moving compression, here you can see observe this is the software is copying to the here data where data is there.
Mm.
So like because of always the software is having very less size, maybe 50 MB or 100 MB or 200 MB, right? Not more than that. If you take any jar or
Correct.
var or enterprise application, so maximum 400 500 MB only. But in this
Right.
situation, when we are in the big data Hadoop area, the data will be there here in your machines. The application
Mm.
server is here. Suppose instead of copying this data from here to here, the software which we are having here will copy the software directly to here,
Oh.
to the data. Okay. So in this
Mm-hmm.
situation, it will process here itself and directly send to the client result. It
Oh,
will
okay.
get the result directly from the here. So how it will be? It
Oh.
will be very good and fast, right?
Mm.
This is what happening in Hadoop. So data, once you copy the data, even data will not move from one machine to another machine, almost 90% situations.
Mm.
Only few situations it may be moved, but just to the desired machine. within the same switch and same rack, not even in separate rack also.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can
It's
say
the
almost
same network. It's
yes.
the same network. Has to be on the same network.
It has to be in the same network. Even data will move from one machine to another machine in same switch or same rack only, which is equal to same
Oh,
machine almost, right?
right.
Yeah. So that is the main advantage here in Hadoop. So these are the different features we are having still now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So any doubts as of now? Hadoop
So
features,
far, so good. Yes. No.
good, right?
Right.
So this is the Hadoop ecosystem which we have discussed already in the Paintbrush, HDFS,
Mm.
MapReduce, right? In a Hadoop having the different versions. And now currently we have Hadoop 2.x is there. In Hadoop 2.x, you can call the
Mm.
MapReduce as a yarn.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's advanced MapReduce. We can say MapReduce version 2. So and we have the Pig is there, Oozie is there, Hive is there. These all are comes under Hadoop ecosystem. And the Flume, Scoop,
Right.
these are the things, and HBase is here available. Okay,
Oh, okay.
these are the different things available. So, and I would like to tell one more thing here. And right now, when we are working with the Hadoop, Hadoop is a open source, right?
Right.
But yeah, yeah, when it is a open source, the companies will not take it into the production level. So that is the reason
Mm.
many companies came to the market with their own product on top of Hadoop. As we discussed, we are going to work on top of Cloudera, right? So
Mm.
Cloudera is the one of the tool which is they released its own product called CDH4. Cloudera
Oh,
distribution for Hadoop version 4. Now CDH5 also available. Okay.
okay.
So like that we have the one more product called Hortonworks. Hortonworks is also having a product called HTP, Hortonworks
Okay.
distribution product which is version 2.x I think. And we have the one product called Mappa. These all are the competitors.
Okay.
Yesterday I have shown you, right? If you take the Oracle
Right.
SQL database is a product, or the Oracle DB2, Microsoft SQL Server, these all are the
Correct.
competitors on
Correct.
top of same way. On top of Hadoop, these all companies are competitors. They are coming with their own product.
They're their own Hadoop stack
Yeah,
systems,
exactly.
basically.
IBM is having the big insight, HP having the have, and like that. There are these different, almost 15 to 20 different companies are there in Hadoop
Oh.
India. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the we will work with the Cloudera and Hortonworks and Map are also having the good market right now. They are
Mm-hmm.
main.
The basic principle is same as a Cloudera for Hortonworks, everything, right? Or IBM system using, any system using, the basic principle is the same, right?
Yeah, basic
For the
principle is
Hadoop?
same. Like you can use Oracle, you can use DB2, you can use Microsoft SQL Server. All our basic thing is
Correct.
storing the data, database, and you working with your application, right? But
Correct.
when you are going for the Oracle or DB2, you will check what are the features are there, what is the cost of the production level, for which companies will give the
Mm-hmm.
more support. These things will be taken care, right? The
That's
same way
correct.
here also, when you are going for the product, which product will be good for you, which companies are giving
Correct.
more
Which one is correct?
features like that.
Be
Yeah.
more efficient,
Yes.
efficient
Exactly.
with
So
economically and productivity.
exactly both the ways we need to think well with the
Correct.
right.
Before you start spending any money. Correct.
Yes, exactly. So here the mapper is also is rising very faster because of they are using the cloud computing technical everywhere. They're
Oh,
not
okay.
using directly physical machines most of them. Even for the Hadoop the environment, big data environment also they are using cloud computing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think when they are using cloud computing, almost the cost will be little less, right?
A
For the
lot lesser
startup.
than
Yeah.
the lot lesser than what you have your own,
Yes, exactly. And the startup companies always will look for the cloud computing area instead of putting.
cheaper way, right?
Exactly.
Because you don't have to worry about your uh, technical staff and anything. You know what I mean? You just give them certain amount of fees, and they will take care of it. You're right.
Exactly,
Okay?
exactly, correct. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
these are the different features we have in Hadoop.
Mm-hmm.
So as of now, you have any doubts or clarifications, you can discuss
No,
that.
no, it is very, I mean, you explaining very well.
Okay, thank
So
you
that's
very much.
good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.